I'm making a video about why a Nobel Prize winner myself, Gabrielle Chana, can't get her prize. It may seem strange that I could win the Nobel Prize in Literature and Medicine and have produced movies that have garnered Academy Awards and been blockbusters at the box office, and I can't get my money. It's not that complicated, really. The villain to all my writings is the Jesuit order of the Roman Catholic Church, and the work I do in medicine and law is designed to undermine all the criminal medical designs of the Jesuits, so the Jesuit order is moving heaven and earth to ensure I receive no money for any of my writings or work in law or medicine. They have me completely surrounded with their agents, and every move that I make, they analyze and try to sabotage with a combination of their mind-reading technology and their control over the press, Hollywood, the military, the banking systems, and just about the entire world. They have agents who are top-ranking military generals who work in intelligence and government and have infiltrated all the governments and organizations throughout the world. As soon as I go out the door, I sense their presence. They jump on me like leeches. At Walmart, where I work, at least 90% of the customers I deal with have the same obsessive-compulsive Jesuit temperament, and all seem to have the same theme for each day, and the theme changes every day, but then it's the same through the whole day. It's really spooky. This monster organization has an absolute satanic and frenzied obsession with me, and it's gone on for years and years, though it got considerably worse when I told Brent Spiner on the phone in December 1999 that our enemy is the Roman Catholic Church. In 1999, Brent Spiner worked with Cairo News in Seattle to try to give me $1 million through a contest this news organization was sponsoring. But Jesuits sued Cairo News and sabotaged Brent's attempt to give me financial assistance while I lived in Seattle, while I was going through the divorce with my husband to be with Brent. I've seen them sabotage my men again and again as my men try to be with me or to help me with financial assistance. And then, when Brent moved to Florida to be with me in 2001, Jesuits did 9/11 days afterward. They impregnate women using artificial insemination for any man that is famous and wants to marry me or even to meet me, to make him appear a shallow, murdering, greedy playboy. It's funny how this happens to all my men, like all 40 of them. So you're telling me, Jesuits, that every man, 40 or more, who want me are all the same greedy playboys who love sex and money so much? They all have so many babies out of wedlock, and somehow all are involved in mafia money schemes? Come on, Jesuits! How stupid do you think I am? I mean... Yeah, I'll grant that maybe a couple of the famous men who love me are like this, but all 40 or more, they're all like this? Come on, Jesuits! It's obvious a massive and powerful conspiracy, the Jesuit order, opposes me and my men. They try to make all men who love me appear to be only after my money and try to portray them as sex maniac playboys who would only use me for sex or money. And then I fell in love with Vladimir Putin right after 9/11, 2001. Within months, they created the Ludmila line. Notice how Ludmila and Laurie McBride sound the same. And Vladimir has not been able to live this down. Vladimir tried to be with me in September 2002 when I lived in Tallahassee and came to the U.S. to meet me. But Jesuits made me so sick I needed to take an ambulance to the hospital. So that scared Vladimir. He didn't want to risk a dead wife, so he again left the U.S. without me, with his fake wife Ludmila by his side. Then in 2003, I gave Vladimir Putin permission to publish my novel Silver Skies, which became an underground hit in Russia and Germany. Vladimir felt nervous having all my writing money and made a special trip to the U.S. to give me around $500,000. He actually came into my mother's house where I was staying. And in Florida when I was out and gave her the money. But Vladimir did not know that the woman he gave the money to was my mother's clone and not my mother. The clever Jesuits got him again. So I never got the money because the Jesuit clone who acted like my mother would never acknowledge that Vladimir gave her any money. Finally, I told Vladimir, "You're just going to have to give me the money face to face because it looks like nothing else will work." However, the Jesuits commit murder and other things and make it look like Vladimir's behind it to intimidate Vladimir from getting anywhere near me. Vladimir has learned that Jesuits are brilliant at using clones to trick the men who want to marry me or who want to give me financial assistance. Vladimir made the payoff to my 1999 van to Chrysler Financial in 2004. But guess what? Chrysler stole his money under orders from Jesuit President Bush. And I never got the money and almost had my car towed away permanently and sold for auction because I had no money to make car payments. I ended up using my mother's clone to make the payoff, and I still owe my mother money for this. However, Vladimir and Brent have been successful in giving me financial assistance in some areas. In 1999, after Jesuits damaged my neck, Brent made a deal with my Seattle chiropractor and helped pay for chiropractic to fix my neck, so that I only had to pay this chiropractor about $50 a month for unlimited monthly treatments. In 2004, Vladimir did make a payoff to one of my Capital One credit cards in the amount of about $2,000, and I no longer owe that card money. So you see, my men are trying, and they are scoring minor victories. It's just that they are up against the richest and most powerful organization on earth, who have agents everywhere. So I'm still in debt up to my neck, and I had to pay to publish my Nobel Prize winner book, Silver Skies. And I live as tight as a boa constrictor from one paycheck to another. Right now, the Jesuits are behind the worldwide recession we're experiencing. Why? To make sure I stay poor and they can get me out of their way. You say, you think they do that because of you? Sure, I'm the great niece of Howard Hughes. They've been scared of me since the day I was born. Why else did I never know that Howard Hughes was my relative until about 6 years ago? I also have the genetic profile of Catherine the Great. Jesuits practice and believe in genetic profiling. Let me tell you, those clones they use put on a pretty convincing performance for the person they are impersonating. Apparently, we really are like our genes. The Jesuits are going to make sure that the woman with the King David, Howard Hughes, Catherine the Great genetic profile goes nowhere. They've been watching me since the day I was born. That's why I almost died my first month of life. You may say, do you ever doubt Vladimir or Brent? Do you ever feel that possibly it is they and not the Jesuits who are stealing your money? No, because as soon as I go out the door, I sense Jesuit movements and Jesuit activities. They're everywhere. Though the Russians may be somewhat powerful, I don't think they're so powerful that they would be able to surround me with hundreds of agents right here where I live in the United States within minutes. Jesuits can move like lightning, like they're all directed automatons controlled by a massive computer satellite network. Yet I can tell I'm surrounded by hundreds and thousands and millions of Jesuit agents right here in the U.S., and that they've flooded this small town where I live. Russia's not that powerful. It's obviously an organization that is like a massive hydra that has its tentacles all over the planet, and there's only one organization on earth that's like this. It's the Jesuit Order of the Roman Catholic Church. When God told me with that voice that spoke to my head at 2 in the morning, that eerie night in December 99, that my enemy was the Roman Catholic Church, I've never had any doubt over who my enemy is and who's stealing all my money and sabotaging my love life. I know who my enemy is, and I would die over this statement. My enemy is the Jesuit Order of the Roman Catholic Church, and it is they and no other who are stealing all my money and who try to make me ill and kill me. God has protected me thus far against the richest and most powerful and most corrupt organization on earth, the forerunners to 666. My hope is not in my men. I know who alone can rescue me. It's the Lord Jesus Christ.